Hi, welcome to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. I hope that my videos interest you, possibly get some few laughs. I love making fun of myself when things go wrong. I will show you all of my mistakes. I am, going to be doing several different things here for everybody, and I thought I would start off by going through some of my grandma's old things. Some things that I have wanted to attempt and have never really gotten the chance or anything to do. So I am gonna hop on. I've got, as we just moved into a house, and I'm digging through some old boxes that have been packed away for many years. And I'm finding some really interesting things. So I'm hoping that you guys join me for some of these videos, because I'm going to be hopping on here and showing you some of the things that I'm going to be cooking. I am also going to be attempting to sew. So I do quilt and stuff, but I've never really done clothes. And as you can see, like, I have a hard time finding clothes that fit me. I always feel very uncomfortable in anything that I have. So I wanted to do some videos for you guys on me kind of learning how to sew, maybe help some other people along the line, and so you guys can see, maybe give somebody else an option or a thought process to maybe you can do it too, because, like, let's face it, if I can do it, you can do it. Where sewing's concerned, you'll probably see a lot of me with my head up against my sewing machine, ready to scream, but I'm gonna persevere. I have some really old patterns, an old pattern book that I want to work through and stuff, so stay tuned for all of that. Today's video is all gonna be on this. Now, I come from a German background. This is Scandinavian, apparently. It even says Nordic wear. It even says Scandinavian cookies. So I grew up with these. This was my grandma's on my mother's side, my Oma, and I grew up with these, and she would roll them into really tight little, they looked like cigars. Nothing like this. We never got them filled with anything. They were just the cookies. And as soon as I saw this, I realized how much I missed those cookies. So I am going to attempt to make these today for you. I've never made these before. I have never even seen my grandmother make these before. I only ever got to eat them. I didn't get to see her ever make them. I didn't even know this thing existed until I got my box from her. So it looks like on some of these things, like this is sold in shields for $7. I think that's pretty interesting. And then it was on sale for $7. Sorry, it was originally priced $14.99 in 1978. So I don't know what the whole big, like, conversion, like what it would be worth now, but she paid $15 for this in 1978. I think that's pretty interesting. So I'm going to go through everything with you. This is like gonna be really interesting. I've never made these before, so we will see how kind of mess we can make today. I love making messes in my kitchen. Now, there is a couple of different recipes on the back here, and I do have a recipe just for plain ones. I don't know any difference with those. I am going to make a couple of different kinds once I get the hang of this and kind of see which one I like the best. The one I'm going to do today is the lemon one on the back of the box. She has a square around it. She even says that it makes 35 rolls. Now, this is in the recipe's in English, but her writing is in German. It looks fairly simple. Eggs, sugar, butter, flour, and lemon extract. Now, I don't own extracts in the house. I don't have, I will be doing, I don't know if you can see in the back corner here, my essential oils. They are Vitality essential oils from Young Living. I will be using the lemon oil as my extract today. For my conversion, it's like 4 drops per 1 teaspoon, and I need 1 teaspoon of lemon extract. So I am going to use that today. And let's see how it goes. If this is a complete disaster, then we're going to scrap it. I may try it on another day. If it seems to work out and I get the hang of it, I probably won't do any more today. But I'm going to do this lemon recipe today, and then maybe throughout the week I will do a couple of more as Easter goodies for when my mom gets here, because I think it will make her happy. Let's get cooking. My child's going to come on in here now, so I'm going to get off of here so that it's not loud. But I'm going to get cooking, so come and join me in my kitchen. Okay, so we're going to start on this Krumkake Iron. I know I'm pronouncing it right. My mother's going to correct me, and that's okay, because this is Scandinavian and I don't have that accent. I do have the iron on my stove. I have it set at a 4 right now, so we're going to see if it needs to go hotter or cooler in a minute. I am going to start my mixer. This is literally the whiniest mixer that I've ever heard. I think that it somehow came to me because it knows that I don't like whining, and it knew that I was going to need it. So this is, you'll never hear another mixer like this. I have no idea why this thing does what it does. Maybe there's an issue with it, but it works for me. So I have 3 eggs in here. I'm going to beat it with a 1/2 cup of sugar, which I'm going to put in first. And then, so this is supposed to be, I've never made these before, so we're gonna combine beaten eggs and sugar. Combine beaten eggs and sugar and beat well, and then add the melted butter. This takes 1/2 cup of melted butter. That's insane. Like, this is, it's not a healthy snack. Let's just go there. So we're going to start this. I'm going to, hopefully everybody can hear me over top of this. Whining. Got some sugar sticking. Okay, so now that everybody can hear me again, we are going to add our melted butter, flour, and extract. So I'm going to add the butter, all 1/2 cup of it. It's a lot of butter. Now, I don't have lemon extract, but I use essential oils with dog hair. Essential oils. Now, 4 drops of lemon equals 1 teaspoon of extract, and I need 1 teaspoon of lemon extract. So I'm going to add 4 drops, and I'm going to add it to the butter because it's going to help mix things around. Watch, I grabbed an empty bottle. Come on. Yep. 1 second. I'll go grab another bottle. Fresh, unopened bottle lemon extract. Nice. 4 drops of that. 1, 2, 3. 4 drops of lemon. That is going to be our extract. You can use vanilla instead if you don't want the flavor. They have a recipe for cardamom as well, and that one has got a little bit of milk in it, so I'm not sure what the cardamom does, but I do have cardamom essential oil, so I may actually just make one of these with cardamom one day. Maybe use some vanilla. I have cinnamon essential oil. That would be fabulous with these. So I'm going to just, you know, once I get the hang and knack of this, I'm going to continue on. So I'm just going to give that a little mix to move that essential oil, because it's not like an extract, so it needs that fat to disperse through everything. And we have 1/2 cup dry measure of flour. And that's it. That is all that is in there. So our 1/2 cup, and it says to mix well. I'm just gonna leave that in there for now. I do that all the time. I put my measuring cups in with my containers, and then I have big flip outs because I don't know where any of my measuring cups are. I have opened my flour once and opened it up to like 1/4 cup, 1/2 cup, and a full cup in there, plus my little measuring spoon. I'm not sure why. Now, I'm sure you could do this by hand. I'm just lazy. I like my mixer. I like to use it as often as I physically can. There's probably things that, you know, I could very easily do by hand like this that I choose to do with my mixer. I'm just going to scrape down that flour off my sides that blew up. All right, this looks really good. It doesn't look like there's any lumps in there. I've never made this before. I have no idea what this batter is actually supposed to be like. So this is going to be a whole learning curve here for me. But we have, it literally looks like cream, like when you overwhip eggs. That's pretty much what it looks like. It smells like lemon and eggs. Okay. So I'm going to just set that aside for right now. Now it says that this only takes 1 teaspoon of batter. I'm going to use my handy dandy dollar store measuring cup. Look at it, it's even lemon. Look at that. Or lemon yellow. It's yellow. I did not plan that. Okay, so it does say that we're going to take this out, open it up. Okay. Ooh, see, we're smoking a little bit. I might have this a little bit too hot. We will figure this all out. I'm going to bend this down to see if we can't. Last time I did this, I had my whole thing fall over on me. So in the directions, it does state to lightly grease the very first one. So I have just a very, very, very little bit of vegetable oil here. And I am going to just rub it on both sides, trying to get in. Ooh, trying to get into those little grooves. See what kind of a mess I can make, smoking everything out here. These are so cool. I remember, if I can get this mastered, it's going to make my day, because I remember eating these as a child all the time. Okay, so now it says to put 1 teaspoon of batter on there and then squish it, close it, and press it down, and then scrape off any excess batter. And if you're scraping off excess batter, it says that you've used too much. Okay. So we're going to grab a knife to scrape. Now I do have, behind me, I have set out a cooling rack, and I have a couple of different sizes. Now on the picture, you see them doing them as like cone shapes so that they can fill them. My grandma always used a wooden spoon. Hers always looked like little tiny fancy cigars. So I have my wooden spoon, and I have 2 wooden spoons here, but I also have these, and they're just a little bit bigger, right? So I'm going to try both of them and see which one I like better. I have a couple of these really big spoons, so I could probably do a couple at a time. Where's my other one here? Oh, okay, so I have one big spoon and one short spoon, but they're about the same. Oh, are they? One's a little bit smaller, but that's okay. So we're going to use these and see how we can make this work here. This could be interesting. Wish me luck. Okay, so let's do this. I'm going to move this again back down. Let's see if we can't get 1 teaspoon. This is going to make a lot. If this is only 1 teaspoon, this is insane. Ooh, and Robin makes a mess. There is no way that that is enough batter. That's crazy. Okay, let's do the 1 teaspoon like they said. This is what 1 teaspoon takes up. So we're going to... I don't think that's going to be enough batter. I somehow can't see that being enough batter. Maybe it's not 1 measured teaspoon. Maybe it's like a teaspoon, like, you know, you would eat soup with a teaspoon. Maybe that's what... I'm going to go grab one. Because I think that's like literally 2 different measures here. Let's try that. All right. And it doesn't even tell us how long to cook it. Close and squeeze the handles together, turn iron, and scrape off any batter that flows out. Well, I didn't have any flow out because I don't think I used enough. Remove, remove quickly, immediately roll onto cone shape. Oh, do you see how little this is? There's no way that's enough, but that's kind of cool. So I'm just gonna flip it over. I think we've got the heat. I could probably warm it just a little bit more. So this has been a little bit of a trial and error here. There's anything that I've made a mistake on, I've just eaten. It's been really good. But I have figured out that a rasher, now I can't pull this up. The perfect amount is 1 of these. This is my small one. I'm not sure what size it actually is. I'm gonna say this is probably what they measure out as their teaspoon scoop. But 1 of those seems to be efficient to fill the iron efficiently. Even just a little bit more is too much. It spills out the side. So now I'm having an issue getting them to brown. It doesn't seem to want to brown, even with half a cup of butter in this whole recipe. It doesn't seem to want to brown. So I have got 1 out, see, but it's not brown. They're good. They have a little slight lemon flavor to them, but it's not browning. I don't know why. I have just turned my heat up a little bit, so I'm hoping now we're gonna work on that. And yeah, so we'll see if this, it browned a little bit. So I did turn the heat up a little bit. So I'm thinking that this one is probably done. I am going to take it out. So I don't know if you can see, I'm gonna move my phone down just a little bit. I'm not even sure if this is the proper way to do this because I can't seem to get it off of here very easily. if anybody's watching that knows how to do this, let me know. But once I start it, see, now this is not wanting to come off of here. Okay, so after lots of trial and error, this is what I have. It's still not completely browned. I was having an issue attempting to roll. See, this one's over browned. Like, we don't. I have been working on timing and heat and everything else, and have come to the conclusion that I can't touch them to roll them. And this was a big deal. So a lot of them came out flat. Levi has now taken up the eating, where I think he just thought that I was probably eating too many, to be very honest with you. This has been a trial. They're cooking at about 3 minutes a piece now, which sounds about right to me now that, you know, I have the right heat, but they're so paper thin that I can't see them taking any longer than that to cook. My issue right now is sometimes at 3 minutes they're really dark, and sometimes they're not dark at all, dark enough. So, but if I cook them past that 3 minute mark, I can't get them rolled off of the pan before they cool. So I literally made like 5 that are like, you know, like this, because I get them off and they're burning my fingers. So we've now donned the trusty glove to help me with this. And we're about 3 minutes. So I'm just going to tilt this down. You know, look at my mess that I got going on here, because I keep having to wipe this. But this is pretty much how I've been doing this. Whether it is right, wrong, or whatever, I have no idea. I take just a little corner, and then keeping, it doesn't stick to anything except for itself. Like I can't, so this is about what I'm getting them to look like. And as I, it's hot, as I sit here, they are cooling down. So I've just been placing them. See, that one was 3 minutes and it's a little bit too dark. So we're just gonna carry on. They're good. They taste, that little tiny hint of lemon is so good. So I've just been putting little dollop on. Closing, hot. See, and this one is just a little bit too much. So we just take that off, put it in, and I'm leaving this side on for about a minute. And then flipping it for about 1.5 to 2 minutes. Again, trial and error. The vegetable oil, the instructions say that you are to put vegetable oil and oil it first for the first one, and then after that it won't need to be oiled. I did the oil a couple of times and every single one of them was sticking, and I was like scraping and scraping and scraping to get it off, and I ended up actually cleaning the iron and putting it back on here. It was really bad. So I don't usually use this very often, but I did hone in on my spray, and I have now sprayed it twice and done about 5 after that. Now, while most of those haven't worked, they have cooked. They are edible. They're just not little rolled cigars, and that's fine. I am going to do my next one with this bigger thing. I don't know if the plastic, if it's gonna stick a little bit better than the wood or what, to help roll it a little bit better. I'm really not sure. This is all a trial and error thing, but yeah, I'm gonna keep going. I am at 1 minute now, so I'm going to just roll it and flip it, and actually this one might be done. See, like this is like the strangest thing. So I'm gonna remove this one again. and we'll move it down and see if we can't. Ooh. Put my handy dandy glove on so that I can touch it. See, it's already starting to cool. Actually, this looks like the most perfect one I've done yet. And we're going to roll it. Look at that. We're getting there. Okay. As you can see, we are done. These are some of my beginning ones. We have ones, they were really hard to roll. So you don't want to stick your hands anywhere near that hot iron, right? Who wants to be burned? I actually did not burn my hands. I burnt my hands trying to roll these. Once I figured out how to actually roll it so it would just keep going and roll into a nice little round cigar shaped circle, it was pretty hard. Like this one burnt my fingers. We dropped it. The second you let go of it, the second it comes off the heat, this is what it does. Like, they are hard, they're crispy. They're like tiny little crisps. They're really good. They have a very slight lemony taste. It took me almost an entire tray to get this figured out. But you can see some of my last ones here. Like, this one's cooked really nice. It's rolled really nice. I've got the rolling down pat. This is what my grandma's looked like, nice and tight, teeny tiny little cigar shaped cookies. So, you know, again, my coloring is really uneven, but for a first attempt, I'm pretty impressed with this. I never thought that I could ever, you know, actually cook something like this. I'm really glad that I have this iron from my grandmother. I'm going to probably in the next couple of days make a few more batches. She wrote on there that one recipe makes 35 cookies. And I got total between the ones that I threw, like that I had to scrape off and ate, the ones that my son stole while we were making, I got about 35 rolls. I think I was like 34 or 35 rolls. So that's pretty accurate. Usually that doesn't happen like that, but I would definitely make these again. This isn't something like a regular batch of chocolate chip cookies that I would just make throughout the week anytime. It has taken me almost 3 hours to make 35 cookies. Now, this is something special. So, you know, I did actually clean my whole living room while I was making this and rearranged it. So you know, that multitasking in me came up, and, you know, I will do this again. It took a long time, but I think for the, thought of my grandma and the memories that these cookies hold, I will definitely make them again, especially now that I have this licked. And maybe now that I actually have this figured out, it won't take me 3 hours to make a batch of 35 cookies. So again, thank you very much for joining me. I hope this, you know, was, you know, at least interesting to you. I am going to attempt some walnut filled cookies next. This is another one from my childhood. Yeah, So I'm hoping that I can maybe do those potentially next week. I will upload that, but join me again. I am going to try and upload every single week, something different, learning about myself, growing and doing new things. I think that this whole COVID thing and everybody being, you know, locked up in their houses has created some huge cabin fever. And I'm going to take that and try and learn a little bit more about myself, what I like, getting back down to my roots and some of the things that I grew up with in my childhood, and getting back to my love of art and crafts and such. So please join me again. I would love to see you subscribe to my channel, and let's just have a lot of fun together. Okay, talk to you later. Bye. Thank you.